humble host, James J.C. Laird, and this is the D&D stream where this group of miscreants, ne'er-do-wells, and questionable characters run through the world of my own creation. In this episode, we're going to be continuing off where we left last time. Please do check that video out before it disappears from Twitch. We have now got a YouTube channel, I am happy to report, under the exact same name, Play of the Night. Just feel free to search that in YouTube and we should come up. Please subscribe, we would love to hear from you, and don't forget that you and your comments mean a lot to us, and your comments will actually influence the game, because this lot are competing to figure out who actually gets the Play of the Night, and that awards them DM inspiration, which means once per game they can re-roll a d20 of their character. I will say that again, it was their character they can re-roll, with Allura's re-roll last time being a previous stopover from previous events. That will probably be the last time we see something of that nature though. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce the players to you. We have the dastardly Amon.
Howdy.
We have the nefarious Nyax.
Hello.
We have the absolute Pigsy. And we have the thing we call Pip.
Can I section cry yet?
Well, that actually brings us on to a very serious topic. I'm aware that some of the things that we talk about in this stream are on the nose and on the bone. It is the point of the game as it is meant to test the characters. These are not true depictions of who we are as people. They are our characters that we are playing. We are acting them out for your enjoyment. I do hope that you enjoy them. So, last week, I believe it was Pip that won her Play of the Night. So she will recap for everyone here what happened and how she earned it. Go ahead, Pip.
Oh gosh, I don't actually remember what I earned it for. I think it was Evan or Pigsy that said, because my acting is real crying. Last session we were outside the Emporium of Everything. I forget exactly what it's called. End-to-End Emporium. There we go. Because we just bought. So we wanted the help of one of our NPC friends, who happens to really hate slavery, and we kind of pissed him off. And then after that, in not the previous episode, but the one before that, we discovered that one of the slaves that Nyax bought was part of an assassin's guild, and we were trying to think about what to do with him, and I wanted to talk to him to try to get some information, because I was part of another assassin's guild, the same one that he was part of. That kind of we went off, and I talked to him alone, and it kind of went south, and we rolled initiative, and he killed one of the other NPCs, which was a really sad moment, and we couldn't revive her because we didn't have the materials for Revivify, and it was too late when we got to the other cleric. And then we spent the rest of the session trying really hard to find him, but we couldn't.
Indeed. That is indeed what happened. For some reason, I seem to be stuck. Okay, what's going on here? Seem to be having a slight glitch. The stream seems to be glitching slightly. Oh, there we go. No, for some reason I'm still marked as deaf and muted. That's very odd. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, sir.
Very strange. It seems like the stream has slightly frozen. Can someone roll a d20 for me, just to make sure everything's going okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so it seems to be rolling it. Can someone roll it in the Discord, please?
Oh, nat 20.
I only got
Oh,
a
not
14.
one.
Game's going.
Oh, we're off to a great start. Okay, so that's working, but for some reason that one isn't. That's odd. 1 sec, let me... okay, hold on. It's,
right out the gate.
something's going awry here. Hold on 1 second. Okay, that's not good. All of the things are suddenly messed up. Dice rolls. Put that on. Because he dice rolls, but we've lost our overlay for our voices. I'll work on that during the break, but for now we will not let it hinder us, for the game must go on, as they say. So, you had last left off, as Pip has very kindly retold, and you currently are at a bit of a loss of what to do, weren't you? With you being on the back of the giant turtle and having consorted with the king to investigate under the shell, as well as speaking with Thovik about what would be done, I believe you had left off on the ship, or many of you were disparate and placed around, and had found a note from the assassin saying, "Let the blood of the innocents lie on the hands of the guilty," a direct jab at the players. So, the question is, what are you guys going to do now?
Pigsy wanted to try that locate object thing, right?
I think we had to take a long rest. I wasn't sure if we ended on a long rest or.
I don't think we did.
Okay, and then I
didn't update my health.
Hey, we're back. Okay.
Yeah.
Can someone post the link, please, into our out and about on our socials so people can jump in?
Sure.
Thank you. Yes, I believe that what you'd agreed upon is that it would take 8 hours for Pigsy to take a long rest and gain his ability to locate objects, and even then that is going to have some level of difficulty, as you're not entirely sure what the person was using. The only thing that really had any meaningful connection to him was the blade he used against Amon, but that was then left as a
Placeholder.
Indeed. In addition with that, his expertise in being hidden would mean that only those with incredibly good perception skills would have it. Plus, with the time that he has now had and the time that would elapse in that time, you have no idea where he could be or what he could have done. It is somewhat of a dead end at the time being.
Yeah. Big sad.
Just. Okay, so what should we do?
Did we agree on the long rest, or am I just chilling? Because we're back on the boat, correct?
You can be,
Yeah.
yes.
Or
I'll say that you guys have let the search die for now and have returned to the ship. It is mid-afternoon, so you still have an evening and a night ahead of you if you so wish to do anything with it. But your time is now your own. You have no particular pressing matters. Your quests and tasks have been fulfilled, and you're well upon your way to travelling. However, you do have a number of friends that are now on the ship with you, and this is still something that must be accounted for.
Does it though?
I'm gonna go.
We'll still figure out what to do with them.
Well, I mean, I already know what's going to happen with Swiftquiver and Thal. They're gonna be getting off when we go off again, so they can be free. Oh, actually, speaking of Thal, can I ask him if he's some form of royalty, or were they just being extra with the clothes that they put on him?
It was all part of the design to entice a higher bid, sir.
Okay. My theory was wrong then. Thank you.
What is it you intend to do with us?
I intend to let you guys go as soon as we get to the mainland, not a giant moving turtle.
Very well.
I'm a man of my word.
His eyes narrow at you. Says nothing.
Boy, I am to swear. I'm a man of my word. Don't look at me like that.
He bows his head. Yes, sir.
If he doesn't keep his word, I'll kill him, don't worry.
Just stop calling me sir. Please.
He just doesn't speak then.
Okay.
What are you gonna do, Pixie, with your friends?
Well, I was actually gonna walk up to I assume Ringtail and Scratch are together since they're kind of almost inseparable.
Well, you kind of purchase them together. It's not so much that they're inseparable, it's just you have not undone the chains that connect the two of them together.
Okay.
Inseparable is, I suppose, a word you could use. Forced together is another.
I'm gonna walk up to Ringtail, Scratch, and Charles. I'm gonna walk up, and I'm going to unchain them.
About time.
Wow!
And
I didn't.
when I
This
do,
is a
I'm
day I
just
didn't think would come.
So, Ringtail, is it true you don't like your outfit?
Do you even remember what you made him wear?
Child's tiger onesie.
Yes. He looks down at it and is... It is not the most form-fitting, sir.
But do you want to wear it?
A slave has very few choices in what they wear.
Okay, so it seems like you like wearing it. And then I'm gonna look at Scratch and I'm like, do you like your dress? Hers was very expensive too.
This was the princess gown, wasn't it?
Yeah, the one that cost like 15 gold or something. It was an insane amount of money.
She kind of looks at it and... Master is very kind.
And then Charles, you're okay with your outfit? And then he had a poncho with a stain on it.
Not just any stain, a suspicious stain.
Oh no!
He looks at it. He is the furball, wasn't he?
Yes, sir.
He kind of looks at it and in a very soft voice that you don't expect to come from someone so lanky. I cannot say that it is unbecoming. However, I think that perhaps it is in dire need of a cleanser.
Okay. I will get it cleaned as soon as possible. Actually, since you three are here, I just was curious about asking where all three of you are from.
Each of them kind of responds that they're from different locations. The Furball reveals that he is actually from quite far north. He's more of a nomadic tribe, and he was captured up there above Mount Scarlet, which is one of the last major... I suppose one of the last major settlements on the continent, and it is not republic as such, but it is certainly... it has come under some sway as of events of late. Whereas the goblins reveal that they are from on the far side of the continent, and they have been kind of shipped from one place to the next place to the next place. People barely paying for their quote-unquote travel as they have been shipped from one point to another as someone has been trying to find a way to sell them. And they got pawned off to one person, then Ringtail joined in with Snatch, and then so on and so forth. They don't really have an origin story. They're just we got unlucky, we're being put together, and because humans are racist, everyone thinks that goblins belong to one another, so they think we know one another. We don't.
Okay. All right, and then here. So apparently, I didn't realize this was a friend auction. So I'm going to give each one of them 1 gold, each, which I assume is a lot of gold. I don't really know.
It's about a
I'm gonna say
week's
here.
wages.
I'm like, here you go, and I'm just gonna, like, what did you guys do, like, before all of this? Like, do you guys have any, like, cool abilities? Like, if you're from a nomadic tribe, like, do you know how to track things, or are you more of, let's just say, like, a gatherer? I'm just gonna, yeah. Do any of you know how to, like, mend wounds?
Charles doesn't really have any specific skills as such. However, Ringtail reveals that he is an accomplished accountant.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting.
Snatch has
So he's good with money.
basic abilities with weaponry as such, though nothing fancy, nothing compared to Nyax or Thovik.
Oh, like typical goblin weaponry kind of thing. Okay.
To an extent, yes. Snatch has a proficiency with hand crossbows and was part of her tribe's watch. And since she's been forcibly inducted into human society, she's not had quite as much practice as she would like, and you get the impression that she very much does not like human culture.
Oh, okay. Well, good thing we got gnome culture here. Okay, so I gave everybody 1 gold. Just wanted to monitor that. All right. So, if you guys ever do want to leave, you can. I mean, you'll have 1 gold each. I am sure you guys can figure out a way to make do with that. But we are going to this island, and I'm not sure if you want to commit to it. So if you guys, the chains are off now. If you guys want to run away, you can. No problem. I just wanted to free you and all. Mainly because I was told that I have to, but... But if you want to stay friends and hang out, we can hang out. It's your choice. I mean, Twig seems to like you. And he's just gonna, stand in his little monkey suit.
Make a persuasion roll.
Ooh. I think it's literally just flat 12. Yeah.
Bravo.
That's 12, you say.
Not the best.
But not the worst.
They seem to regard you curiously. They're not entirely sure what to make of this or what to do with this either. They don't really say anything. They just kind of look to one another, the goblins specifically, kind of giving a curious head tilt. You can probably gather they're going to do some talking when they're out of earshots.
Oh, okay. I also, so I naturally have vestments. Since they're small size, I'm going to hand it to the goblins and say if they ever want to change their clothes, because apparently I have to ask what you have to
Ringtail
wear.
immediately changes out of his tiger onesie into the new clothes.
Okay, well, I take the tiger onesie back because I want it. I'm making sure I have that in my inventory. Alrighty. So I'm going to be staying here, and I'm going to show them my room, by the way. And because I assume I have a room on the boat, correct?
You
or am I kind
of
like
you're sharing a cabin with Amon and Twig currently, but you've kind of... Well, that room was allocated to you, though you have been spending most of your day and night in the crow's nest.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll actually let them have my bed, and I'll sleep in the crow nest with Twig. And then... Yeah, I'm just going to tell them that I'm going to go into the crow's nest. If they want to hang out, they can come up. I'm going to be up there drawing. And then I'm going to leave them to it in my old room, or room.
Okay, then.
I'm gonna go and talk to Axel if anybody wants to join.
Sure, I'll join in.
Wait,
So
I want to talk to Axel too. He's hilarious. I'm coming.
So Axel, who you find is kind of like with the others that you have at your disposal. He's with them, kind of standing around on the ship, not entirely sure what to do with himself, and kind of just looking around a bit bemused. And as you all approach, he among all of them seems a little, perhaps he seems the least nervous out of all of them.
Hello.
He gives a courteous nod.
I know we need to talk about you guys coming on this ship.
Oh, well, you don't need to worry about that, my lady. We're, wherever you're going, we're happy to follow. Isn't that right, everybody? And the others are like, no. Say they're completely happy with it.
Once we get back to the mainland, though, you'll be free to go off and live your lives. Is that what you want, Axel? Or not?
He kind of scratches his head a little bit. I don't really know what I want, if I'm completely being honest with you there, mistress. It's, what do you do when you're, not a slave?
How long have you been a slave?
I don't know how old I am.
Oh no.
Can I make a roll to see?
I mean,
See around like how old he looks.
you guess he's in his 20s, maybe early 20s at that, and by the way he's wording it, it's as if he's like always been a slave.
Aww.
You
That's
speak as if giving freedom is something that is so cherishable. What do we do once we are recaptured?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Don't get recaptured.
Yeah.
You think we wished to be captured? No, you're not going to say that. They're the owners, yes. Sure.
Well,
I was going to say that if we talk to the captain of this ship, we're going to the mainland, as you know, as I said before. We're being dropped off somewhere. If we persuade the captain to take you back to where we set off in Port Rack, you can make a new life there.
Shouldn't we have them brought to Miston, where Lady Olnick is trying to make slavery illegal?
is that on our way to where we're going?
No, I could get a message over to a noblewoman in Miston that could house you
Then
whilst you find jobs.
forgive me for being so impudent, but it would seem that this is something you should consider before offering and dangling freedom before us.
I mean, technically,
I'm giving
Axel.
you the option.
Axel turns and pokes the serpent blood in the chest. No, here, they've been very kind to you. They're giving you what you want, don't you? You should be thanking them for even considering such a thing. If you think that anyone else would be doing such a thing for you, I don't think so. I didn't even have a name at all earlier today.
Hey, dude, chill. Just, we don't need to have a fight, okay? Just.
Oh, I'm very sorry there, sir. I was just trying to be, to make sure we're keeping it as a fun as, kind of my job.
Thank you for that. But
no, I have thought about this, and this is the 3 options that I'm saying. There's the option of getting off while where we are getting off, and then trying to make a life for yourself
The desert.
in the desert, which
all of
could be
them
dangerous.
do not look like they are keen on that idea. Even Axel, who's trying to be as impassive as possible, you can see him like, no. That kind of crinkle in the corner of his eye of like, it's going to be really hot.
That's it. It's gonna be really hot.
Not anything that I said because it was dangerous. No, it's just because it's really hot.
possibly ask the captain if he has some room for more crewmates.
Oh yes, that is another thing. You could
At
ask
least-
to work on the boat.
And you would still have your freedom and
Hmm.
a place to stay and sleep. Then they would make sure you would be alright.
Then the other option is going to Port Rack and trying to make a new life there. Or us trying to send word to a noblewoman to help get you set up in Miston.
Do you have holdings in Portrait?
Can you say that again, but a little bit faster?
You turn around and see that Ringhale is standing there and is looking at you, and then the second you say that, he kind of his very pointed goblinoid nose turns up a little bit. Do you have holdings in Port Rat?
No.
No.
Then with what do you expect us to make a new life?
I'm gonna hold out my coin pouch. Not handing it to him, but like just show him, and I'm gonna jingle it.
We can give you enough money to hopefully set you up for a few weeks in a tavern whilst you get work.
They all kind of look around at one another as if who's going to take the lead in this.
I'm just gonna walk around and give each of them 10 gold.
Now I look like a cheapskate.
10 gold.
All of you can make insight checks. All of you can make insight checks.
Make
Oh,
insight.
wait, I'm actually not there.
Insight. Oh man. Can I give myself guidance?
Sure.
I got a natural 20!
Oh wow! Congrats.
I'm
It's
so
okay.
happy I'm halfling. Halfling's amazing.
Did you get a nat one?
I got
I
a nat.
did,
I got
I
a nat
did.
one when JC
Oh,
asked me to
God.
roll. Remember? What?
Jazz, because she's halfling, she has rerolls for nat ones, and
I
I
got
rolled 13.
So, Nyax, what did you get there? Nat 20?
Natural 20, 21 dinner.
Okay, and what about Amon? What'd you get?
13.
13. Pigsy?
I'm actually not there because I told my friends I was gonna go draw on the crow's nest. So
I thought you were wanting to be there for Axel.
Yeah.
I did, but then I realized that like it'd make no sense because I just told them I'm gonna be in the crow's nest.
Okay, fair enough.
So I just
Tracy,
didn't
you
wanna-
rolled in general.
Say again?
You did a roll in general. I don't know if that was now or
It was a while back. I've not rolled anything for a while. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, what'd you get there, Pip?
26.
26. Okay, all of you except David.
Damn.
You can kind of gather that it's not simply the fact of, yay, we're now free. It's a bit more of the issue of, right, how do we be free? What do with freedom?
So you guys have any interests or hobbies?
Well, Axel is a born and bred slave,
Mhm.
so he doesn't know what freedom is. The goblins don't live inside society. The centaur, you have no idea what the backstory is, and you just heard that the nomad was a nomad. And then you've got the serpent blood. You have a very disparate group here, and you're saying, yes, here, go make a life for yourself in a city, and they're all looking at each other going, are they mental?
But, I mean, I'm not going to say that we aren't.
When you... Whilst...
Can we spend some time, like, teaching them basic people skills?
Yeah, I was gonna say...
Certainly, you can do that over the... You can certainly do that in the rest of your travels, and that would certainly assist in what's going on. But the simple fact is that you're going to need to spend more time with them. They're being released from prison. They're institutionalized. Some of these people might have been enslaved for years, and turns out one of them for an entire lifetime. It's a very difficult thing to just say, here, go do this. They don't really know how.
So we have to protect them all the way through the forest with all the dead things.
Do we?
Yeah, I mean, if we have to spend more time with them.
How long do you think it's going to take?
Allow me to put it this way. The simple, here, have some money, go buy yourself a house, get yourself into a tavern, and do whatever, isn't going to cut it with this. This is a very ingrained and very unjust system where, because he was a furbog, he was captured. Because they were goblins, they were made into slaves. And one of them was bred to be a good-looking, strong, powerful, and work as a guard slave. Certainly, the idea of teaching them something might be a good way to do it.
What are each of you good at?
Guarding? I lift heavy stuff. Ringtail.
Oh,
I was charged with keeping the accounts of one slave ship.
You were... Oh, counts, okay. Well, for the person who's strong, maybe you could be a blacksmith. Blacksmiths have to be strong.
Mm-hmm.
But,
how do you feel about hitting hot metal with a hammer?
He kind of looks at his hands. But, white. I don't know if I can be a blacksmith. I'm kind of white. Maybe I could be a white smith.
No.
A blacksmith is a person who makes weapons and armor, and I'm going to show him my dagger.
Oh! Right, okay, that's what they were.
Yeah. What they do is they heat up metal and they hit it with a big hammer until it is shaped the way they want it to be shaped, and then they sharpen it.
You think I could be good at that?
You have to be strong, and you're strong. Are you afraid of hot things like fire?
Maybe. I don't know.
We could test out that right now to see if you're scared of fire.
Let's not threaten him with fire.
I'm not threatening him with fire. I was just gonna light a firebolt and see if he reacted.
How about we don't do that either? We could just leave that as an option for now. And then I turned to the... Was it the snake that said that they were good at counting things?
I am acceptable of this measure.
We could see if Audric will teach you how to do.
Shut up.
Oh. We could see if Audric will teach you how to do the ship counting. I forget what it's called. Quartermaster? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We could ask if he would like an assistant.
What were you saying before I interrupted you?
Coins. The coins will suffice. I am not so broken as these ones.
Oh, okay. Cool. Then I'll
Aye, please call me broken. I am a fine specimen I have here now. And he strikes a pose.
Beautiful.
Okay, big
actual.
guy.
Beautiful.
I can hold this for hours. I did so once when the mistress wanted to paint.
I look over
the
at.
goblins and the centaur.
I was just about ready to ask about Swiftfoot. Swiftquiver, what are you good at doing, or what did you do before all this happened?
My name is Swiftquiver. I am
An
an
archer?
archer and a huntress.
Is the place where you
People.
live far from?
My people are currently in servitude to the Republic.
If you would like, we can give you the contact that we have in Miston. She's part of the anti-slavery movement, and you could see if she needs assistance.
I wish to be as far from this cursed land as possible. There's nothing here. My foals were slaughtered. My mate was taken and to be made to pull draft like some common mule.
You don't want to have part in freeing them?
I hope the Republic rots from the inside. Propped up
Okay.
on the blood and bones of others.
Where?
We can drop you off in the desert then if you want, and I'll give you some provisions so you can make it out, and you'll be out of the Republic if you just go up.
No.
Does that work? Does that sound good to you, or?
She doesn't say anything.
That just hit a dead end.
What about the rest of you?
We will do. Sorry, wrong sentence. We shall do as you suggest and require of us. After all, we are still bound by you.
You guys aren't bound by us. You guys are basically free. We're just trying to find out what you guys want to do or where you guys want to go so we can try
Help
our
him.
hardest. Yeah.
You are part of the Republic. There is no justice to be found for peoples of our culture.
We're against slavery.
And yet, as the goblin looks back at the very opulent-looking slave auction, how many more will travel through those doors?
Probably a lot.
We're not
But we're
saying
working to
that.
stop it forever.
We're not saying that everybody else is not against slavery. It's just that we, as a group, are.
Many others in the Republic that are against slavery as well. Like we said, we have a contact in Miston who's currently working to stop it.
I do not think that my freedom would last long within the realms of the Republic.
Well, then you can get off at the desert and.
A choice between enslavement or death. Forgive me for choosing to remain a slave.
You can
Death?
get off now if you want.
Wait. You won't die if we give you the provisions and you just follow the ocean up. You'll reach the city up there.
Mm-hmm.
We goblins are not so good in such climates. We prefer the jungles and the lush temperates. The mountains are where we call home.
Mountains?
They have been taken from us.
Oh,
I know of a place where you can renew your life. The only problem is that I'm pretty sure it's been deserted for years upon years, centuries. But that would mean that you would have to come with us, and where we're going is very dangerous.
So you purchase us to set us free. Expect us to survive on coin and handout. Turn us loose in inhospitable lands. Or risk joining you in a death march to a land unknown. Forgive me.
there's
Your options seem rather self-concerning and lack of forethought.
there's also seeing if the captain has worked for you. If which is probably a good option.
We
Considering
are not
what
so
you were just
deaf
saying.
as to think we do not hear what you say.
Sorry.
You speak in front of us like we were furniture. Yes. You already explained that the captain has far too many to consider hiring an entire allotment more crew.
We're giving you options on what you could do. Some are
Or you can-
dangerous, some are not. Some are more dangerous than others. But it is your choice. You have a number of options.
You can choose your own path.
Choosing
Do
your
you
own path.
expect gratitude?
We're not
No.
doing this for gratitude.
What I'm
Alright,
saying,
then let's take you back to the slave auction, and since you want to be a slave so bad, we can sell you to someone else, alright? We're trying to help you, and all you're doing is complaining. Sure,
Well,
we may
when
not have
you
bought
are
it through
ripped from
complaining,
your
but we're
home and dragged halfway across the world, and then when people look at you as if it is your problem and your fault that their plans have so little in it for them, then forgive me for being brisk and brutally honest.
like I said, we can take you back to the slave auction if you want, and you will have no hope of ever returning home, or we can try to help you as best as we can to get you home, but you need to be cooperative.
Yes, mistress, we will do as you suggest and say, not voice our concerns and point out the flaws of your plans. Do as you wish, and all will be well. Dare
not your
to
mistress.
question anything, and suddenly we are threatened with enslavement again, showing your true colors indeed.
No. Oh, hey, Ringtail. That's just the small angry Pomeranian getting all pissy.
I'm gonna step on one's toe.
I don't think he has
Everyone-
toes.
everyone that is in the mainland right now is under danger because of what is happening. You are going to be no different from the people that are living in the mainland itself. You shouldn't take precedence over them as they should not take precedence over you. But right now, we're on a quest to save millions, thousands of people. Which is a lot more concerning than giving you everything that you need, taking you back home.
I wish I had that luxury to make such lofty claims and choices.
Well,
Tis
you're
only
getting...
the life that I have is the only life I have left to live.
You can get off this boat right now
And
and try and find a job on this turtle. That is your option. You could possibly be taken.
We will be taken.
You could try asking somebody else for a job on another ship and go with them, or you could come with us and we could give you help till we get to where we are going, and then you can decide on your path from there.
He just glowers at you.
He's a dick. I love my slave.
Like I said, we can either
Is this
help
the one
you.
that was in the tiger onesie?
Yeah, he's not anymore. He's in investments. He looks like a cleric.
So like I said, we can either help you as much as we can, or you can go and do whatever you wish. Because whatever it is going to be dangerous anyway. It is your choice. You make your path from now on. We can help you.
He
But that
says
is
something in Goblin.
Oh, I wish I was there.
He starts talking to Snatch and Goblin in a much faster and more hurried tone.
Where are you guys' goblin camp? I don't know what you guys call them. Your town, where you're from. What area of the world?
Say that again, there was too much dinging and background noise.
Where are they, like, what area of the world is their goblin? He said mountains? Is he from...
He's from literally, if you pull up the map, he is literally on the far side. He has travelled through many different means and has now gotten where he is. I think it's Balrot from is near where he's from, is the closest noted settlement on the continent-sized map.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna try to level with you here, alright? I haven't been in the situation that you're in right now, but I've been in a similar situation. I also had to restart my life with nothing. It's hard, but it's not impossible. You have to be positive, because if you're pessimistic, then your eyes are closed to all of the opportunities that you have.
You see Ringtail's eye twitch.
Oh no.
Fireball. He's a level 20 wizard.
Oh god,
we can try to teach you skills, we can give you money, we can drop you off somewhere that has people, somewhere that doesn't have people, or we could take you with us.
I could even give you some of my scholar's knowledge, or have you read one of the books that I got from the academy I went to as a means to help you further develop. I don't know the proper word.
we have a limited number of options for you right here, but that's all we have, and we're asking you to choose which one you want. We're not going to choose it for you, and we may have not thought this through all the way, but there's literally nothing else that we can do.
Thalathis kind of hisses laugh at that.
Someone's enjoying themselves.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, it's really funny how stupid we are.
It really is. So, what option do you guys want
How
to go with?
stupid we are, really?
What?
The goblin turns and snarls at Pip.
Yeah?
What?
Go on.
If it were not for you, that girl would still be alive.
Oh no. Oh no. You're not. Can I kick him?
That is... Listen here, sir. I'm sorry to break it to
I
you.
am done with listening to you. How stupid we are! You can see he's trembling with anger.
Was a hired assassin. She was going to die anyway. She died in front of us, and we have a cleric with us that's keeping her body from decomposing so that we can bring her back to life. She was going to die anyway. It's good that she died in front of a cleric that can revive her.
So...
Once an assassin is hired to kill someone, they will kill that person.
He spits at you.
Oh, hell no. Okay.
You think that I don't know that she died because of me?
I'm just like,
your
drawing.
nobility
She's gonna
is
be revived
sickening.
because of me too.
Your nobility is sickening.
Okay.
What nobility? What are you talking about? I'm not a noble!
But your callous attitude. What is it like to be a goblin in a world ruled by your kind and caste? And he's like shaking and like vibrating with energy.
I was not raised in the
But you still have the privileges! You can still walk the streets without being beaten! You can move and live and choose where and what and how! And yet we, as goblins, are killed for sport! And he starts to cry.
We're trying to fix that. We are working tirelessly in the city, in Miston and Port Rack, to take the people who are doing this out of power.
I think, says a very deep voice from behind, that this is a topic and a conversation for someone who has a little more experience in it.
Can I turn around to see who's talking?
It's Stomach.
Oh. Well,
Everyone's charmed.
no. Oh.
I think it is good that I will have the conversations with the people here.
We do. I'm just gonna have Amon, like, walk away specifically in as far as what he can for Ringtail.
Yeah, you can, like, you at the front of the ship, you can head off the ship, you can head into the ship, into your cabins, into the galley, whatever you want to head to.
You know what? I actually know what I want to do. I want to go up to the crow's nest and yell at Pigsy to get his freaking friends under control.
Pigsy, you have been able to hear this. At least that last exchange.
Oh, I could?
Yeah, if you're in the crow's nest, they're down on the deck, you could hear that.
Oh, okay. Well, I was drawing a picture of all of my friends together, and it looked very nice. Just so you know, that's what I was doing. I'm gonna say, I'm coming. Wait, I'm gonna hop over, climb down the crow's nest with Twig, and I'm going to enter the conversation.
Thulvik has arrived and has said that it perhaps is best for him to have a conversation with them.
Oh, okay. I see Thovik and I kind of like awkwardly like walk out, try to be unnoticed by him. The second I see him, it's kind of like, oh. It's gonna try to tiptoe out.
Do you mind giving us some time? He says to Nyax and Pip.
I'd have already walked away.
I'm gonna go sit with Roland instead. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Okay. So, you all head to the galley, I guess, where Roland is currently sitting, drinking a little bit of stew and seems to be a bit lost in thought.
What you thinking about?
You see next to him on the table are a number of schematics and drawings. It seems to be very metallurgical in nature. I am assuming the rest of you are with.
I'll ask Pip when she says that she's wants to go and speak to Roland. I'll ask if she wants to do it alone.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll come with you then.
Can he hear me? Can he see me next time, or is he like dead to the
Yeah, no, he's yeah. Sorry, my computer's being very slow for some reason. There we go. Where is? There we go. You see a number of schematics next to him, and Pip, you looking at them, recognize them as various numbers of infusions and such that he could that he's been kind of dawdling with. There's some of them are more complete than others. There's variations and ideas. He's got parts of them written out, like ideas for a shield with a kind of like it seems to have a large rune in it, and then that rune is being expanded out in a cone that's got a number of other runes and connecting diagrams and numbers connecting to it. And you see him, he's kind of like, he's been lost in thought, he's kind of been slowly eating from his bowl, and you realise that his bowl is now empty, but he's still like spooning it and bringing it to his mouth. It's just the auto movements.
Can I take the bowl and put more stew in it and then bring it to him?
As you do that, his spoon clinks off the end of it. He's like, what? Ah, hello again.
There's no food in here.
It is embarrassing. You, how did it go?
How did what go?
Well, Did you find him?
No, we didn't. He's gone. We found a note of him taunting us and saying that the blood of the innocent is in the hands of the guilty, and the guilty is us. Right? That's what the note said?
He huffs a big breath and shakes his head.
I hate this stupid assassin organization. I'm sick of it. No matter how far I go, no matter where I try to run and hide, it always follows me.
You did say that there were most of the continent, there were connections everywhere, so it is to be expected. Can't get his accent right tonight, jeez.
Well, you're doing like 20, so.
What are you say, okay? I've got enough people in my head to fill a book.
What are you working on?
Well, I'm kind of looking at a few things actually. The main things here, and he kind of spins the notes around so all of you can look at them. I've got a few ideas actually. I kind of wanted to run them by you. Considering where we're going and what we're doing, I wanted to. Well, I've had some ideas, right? Now, I've watched you guys fight and I've been involved in some of your fighting, and frankly, I don't think the way we've been working it is going to. It's not the best way for us to go forward. So I've come up with these ideas, and he puts down the sheets in front of him. So I've been thinking a little bit since we've been on the ship, and I've come up with these ones, right? So, Amon, you're a spellcaster, right?
Yeah, I'm a spellcaster.
Oh. Most of your spells seem to be, well, of a very similar kind, if you don't mind me saying. You're very much a blaster type person. You point at something and you fire the magic at it rather than call the magic down upon them. Am I correct in thinking that way?
Yes.
Well, I was having a look and have an idea of how to help you with that, because it don't look like you've got a whole lot of juice running behind you if you don't have something that can hit. If someone's dancing around and they've got too much cover, or they've got too much, they're too well armoured, I figured this might help. And he slides out what looks to be a rod, and you can see on the rod it's been very intricately designed and carved, and it looks as if it's... Imagine a whip that has been coiled around and it's kind of got that loop still within the handle, but along the length of it, on the very tip of it, is a small metal tip of a metal. You don't actually know what it's labelled as. He's done it all shorthand. If I were to take this one and kind of put it into effect, you could have a wand or a rod, and it would mean that the magic would be able to not guide itself as such, but it would mean that you'd have a bit more accuracy, and basically anything that would hide behind cover, unless it's if half or 3/4 cover, doesn't exist for you, and you would have a +1 to spell attack.
Oh, thank you.
The other one though is, well, currently we're running around with a few infusions all over the place, alright? So, Pip, which ones have you got again? You've got a few on Nyax, I think, right?
I have +1 shield on Nyax, and I have returning on my bursting dagger.
Aye, so that's what I thought. So I had another one of your daggers held as returning, by the way, so I can free up that slot now if you're going to be taking over that one. And that means that I've also still got one of my own that I can use to enhance someone's shield, either shield or armour. Now, I don't really know who needs it, I don't know who's going to be up front the most, but either a shield or armour, I can put something onto it to give it a bit more of a protective covering, it just effectively enhance the effect, make it a little bit more difficult to cut through, or if you've got a shield, it can have like a bit of an aura around it that it makes it, try and deflect it, or have just have a bit of an arcane deflection. So I could do that one. Naturally, the returning weapon, I don't know if Nyax, you're very fond of your hammer, so perhaps having a returning on that means that if needs be, you could throw it at somebody and it would come back, because, from what y'all have told me, that guy slipped out your range, and, having a bit of range might make it a bit better. Alternatively, though, this is the one I was thinking of for you there, Pigsy. So, he puts the most complicated design across in front of you. Whoops, what the hell did I just do?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to do that, and I didn't actually know I could do that. Alright, so this one here. Now, I was present at your fight, and I'm not saying you're easy to hit.
Okay.
I'm not really sure how to end that sentence, but if you do get hit, you can do this. And he flips the pages, and you can see where the drawing has kind of, those old style flip books where you flip the pages at a certain speed and you can see the images moving from it. He kind of does that with these sheets of paper. It would still do the plus to your shield. It would give you an extra bit to a bonus to your attack and such, bonus to your defense and such. But if something were to hit you, the shield had a number of charges in it, and it would blast one of them back away from you.
Ooh. Does the charges wear out?
Aye, unfortunately there's only, I can tinker with it and I can add some more into it, but the problem is the more charges I put into it, the weaker the force is, and let's face it, you want it to be able to push back more than 10 feet away from you, because otherwise someone with a big weapon is still going to be able to hit you, so you want at least something like 10, 15 feet, right? So to put that level of push into it, even with the size of a shield and made of good metal, I'd still only be able to put probably a max about 4 charges into it.
Oh, okay. I'm fine with that. That sounds amazing.
Thing is, though, I can't really do anything about the fact of you need to be hit to activate it. It's not I don't really have any... Well, I don't really know how to fully link a command word or a command action into an item yet. That's more enchanting. That's a bigger level of what I do. But at least with this, you could wear it, you get some more armor, and if something does hit you, you can go fuck off, and you blast them back.
That sounds amazing. That sounds great. I'm okay with that.
And the final one that I've kind of been tinkering with is some form of resistant armor. Now, my armor already has got, let's face it, I was lucky with that. It was in a place where the magic was flowing every which way, but it turns out that I can give it a couple spells. I was thinking about trying to use that with my own magic. Now, I don't have a lot, I'll admit, but I do have a spell that allows me to siphon off some of elemental damage, I suppose, and store it in myself, so when I hit something next, it brings that back out. It's kind of like a loop. I loop it around myself in my own magic. It takes a spell slot to do it, but at least then I can reuse it later. And the benefit of it is it means I take less damage from, like, I don't know, a fireball blast. I think I could put that into some armor.
Ooh.
Like, flat out, put it into the armor, and at the start of a day, or when I create it, I'm still working on it, I'm not sure exactly, you can pick something like acid, fire, cold, lightning, something like that, and you'd have a resistance to it.
That would come in very handy.
Now, my only problem is I've only got 3. In effect, I only have enough concentration, only have enough will in me at the moment to press the weave into doing this. So I only can pick 3 of them, but there's some of the choices. I do have some other ones as well. You know a few of them, like we can recreate magic items that are fairly simple, like I can make a bag of holding if you really need to, or something of that regard. But I have, of the stuff you already know I'm able to do, these are the new ones I think that I'd be able to tinker with and perhaps be able to do for you. Now, I won't lie and say that I wouldn't mind having a little bit of that on myself, because, well, the big fella, I don't think I would have survived a couple of those punches by that Dragonborn fellow. He took them all like a champ. I don't have that ability to soak up the blows. I'm not really as seasoned as you guys seem to be, so having one of them kind of stored for myself wouldn't be a bad thing if we're going to continue the way we are. If we're not, then obviously I can tap myself dry and put it in whichever way we think is best. But I'm going to leave that for you guys to decide. So, if you guys want to, because it's very difficult to roleplay as such, have a look at the Artificer invocations. In effect, he has 6 invocations known, and he has 5 currently. So you can pick up 1 more and add it to his list. But those are the ones that I think are the best ones currently, and there's just that 1 extra that needs to be a magic item or whatever that would be really useful. For example, a Cloak of Elven Kind to give advantage on stealth rolls might be really useful for a certain would-be outcast assassin, or Boots of Elven Kind for a heavily armoured individual to make them sneak. It means that it removes the disadvantage on stealth. So I'm leaving that for you guys to decide, because he's got that ability. It's not a real difficulty for him, and as a semi-permanent NPC in your adventure at the moment, he's happy to do that.
And then, sorry, you said it was because I'm looking it up online, 6th level Artificer?
Yes, so he is a 6th level Artificer now, so he has that. He has all these new invocations at his disposal, which includes the recreation magic items, which some of them could be really useful for you, or there's a couple of other 6th level invocations that might be useful. Though he certainly has resistant armor, repulsing shield, returning weapon, the enhanced defense, which is like a lesser version of the resistant armor. The repulsing shield. However, the repulsing shield requires attunement. The standard is +1 to armor class and such doesn't. And then the enhanced arcane focus, which again requires attunement.
Okay.
So, with that all being said, how long have we been playing now? We started late this day, didn't we? We started at 10.
We started at around
20
10,
to 11. We've been
Okay,
on
so-
for an hour.
Yeah, we'll keep going for a little bit then. Or actually, would this be a good point to take a break so we can discuss this?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And you need to fix some audio stuff, I think. Or
I'm just going to double check on some things, but yeah, I think that's probably a good time. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to decide some things and work some things out. I'm going to check some of the stuff on my end. We'll be back shortly. Bear with us. We will see you in about, say, 5 minutes. Okay, see you in 5 minutes. And welcome back. So, off and away from the recording, we were having a discussion about which final invocation the blacksmith known as Roland would take, and it seems to have been agreed that he takes the Lantern of Revealing, so I will add that to his character sheet. Now, for back into the roleplay, and the very interesting point of which ones will he pick and have active at the moment. So you can change them around at short rest periods, so whatever ones you want to activate and have going, let's figure them out. So, as I say, those are the ones I can do. It's just simply down to a case of which ones you think will be the greatest benefit of us, whatever the fuck it is we're going. Like, are we expecting a lot of things to be fighting us? Are we expecting to have to...
Yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of obvious then. So, which ones am I picking?
Give yourself defense, Roland. You need to stay safe.
Well, actually, while you've been having a lot of fun, I've been working on this, and he brings out basically half-plate armour from underneath the desk. I'll give myself a bit of an upgrade.
Looking spiffy.
I don't even know. This is mine.
Can someone
What about
roll,
shield?
can someone roll a d20 in the Discord, and can someone roll a d20 in the...
I rolled one in the Roll20.
What'd you get,
I'll roll
13?
Discord.
No, I got a 7 and Rachel did it too, and she got a 12.
There we go, it's updated now. Okay. And who did it? And...
Oh, I rolled a 13 in the Discord.
yeah. Can you roll one more in the Roll20, please?
Yep. I rolled another one.
Okay. Ready? Sorry, just trying to figure out how to work that. Okay, we're good.
Shield, Roland. Do you use shield?
Alright, I've got a shield. That was kind of the one I was meaning. I don't mind not taking the fancier one because, like I say, I'm not going to... If it comes down to me to be the healer, we know we fucked up. So I don't think it'll really matter if I can get the enemies away from us. So I'd say that Pigsy have that one as the repulsing, because Nyax has got so much armour on her already that she doesn't really need to worry about big things coming and hitting her.
Okay. Then you have 2 left, right?
Well, I'm taking the shield for myself, that's one.
So you have 2 left.
Aye. Aye.
What are the other implications you have? Journey.
I've got that. You're going to need to move closer to your microphone. I don't know where you've moved to. I've got the resistant armour, so that means I can, protect someone from certain kind of elements. I've got the repulsing shield. I've got the returning weapon, which, already had. The enhanced defense, which I'm using on myself, and then the enhanced wand that I was thinking to use and give to Amon there.
Well, I think Amon should definitely have the wand. It seems very, very strong.
You sure?
That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree.
And Twigs thinks that too. So 2 votes.
3 votes.
4 votes.
Okay,
Yeah, then,
I need
so-
to still
Yahtzee.
take the
That's
one.
my second one. So, what's the third one then?
Maybe someone could have resistance to a certain type of element.
That works as well.
Wait, sorry. I'm so sorry that I feel like you've repeated this so many times. So it's the Amon's wand, my shield, and then his own armor, correct?
No, so currently right now
Titanium
we've got.
weapon.
So currently right now we've got the. You want me to have the lantern, the magic wand, and a bit of defense for myself. So those are the three.
Okay.
Or we can drop the lantern and change it around, or I can drop the defense for myself.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like,
I think
we've got the
keep
flexibility.
definitely the lantern.
We've got the flexibility at the moment, so we've got the choices of which ones we want to use.
I feel like where we're going might be a little bit dark and gloomy. So I feel like a lantern would be kind of nice.
Okay, so I'm not really sure if a lantern actually lights up or not, or if it just reveals things that are super hidden. Oh, it does.
It does. Yes, it sheds dim light for bright light for 30 feet, and then dim light for 30 feet. But it also happens to show invisible creatures and objects.
As
Well,
well.
the question
So it's
is, does
kinda
anyone
like-
need that though?
Not really at the moment. It's just good to have just in case.
I think it's just going to be one of those items where it's like we wish we had. Like in the moment, we're going to be like, ugh.
So, what
You can
about
also get someone resistance, or
Okay, so I'm not
if you're turning one to be
taking the.
tested on an arrow.
So I'm not taking the lantern at the moment.
Okay. Nyax,
Okay.
do you know, because we're going to a place you're somewhat familiar with, do we know what type of elements there might be, so we might need to take resistance, or are you still unsure of the lands?
Well, I know that we're gonna have a lot of necrotic damage aimed towards us.
is that possible for us to get resistance on?
Aye, that's part of what I can do. I can have it, so I can use acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, necrotic, poison, psychic, radiant, or thunder.
So maybe someone. What about someone like has has an item for resistance to necrotic damage? Since that's
Well, it has-
what's going on.
The thing is, it has to be a suit of armor.
Oh, it has to be a suit of armor.
It has to
Then you should
be.
put it on someone who's
armor.
up front a lot and gets hit. So we've got up front. We've usually got me, Nyax, and Thovik. Nyax has really, really high AC.
Yeah.
Mhm. I don't need anything.
But we
And
can
then we-
also put it on people who are far away or have low health because that'll help them out as well.
We could always give it a twig, but he's most likely going to be in a tree.
Like I say,
where we're going.
I don't really think. So here's the thing: it needs to be somewhat. Like, to put it on a bit of armor, it couldn't be, for example, like hide. It needs to be actual.
Oh, armor.
I'd probably say that it probably had to be at least leather, because otherwise, I don't see the enchantment really. Well, the infusion really sticking to something like hide because it's just too weak. Leather at least is being cured, treated, and hell, even studded leather. I can put it onto the metal studs in the armor. So,
Oh yeah, Twig has that. He has armor.
oh, it does. Okay,
Wait,
then.
Yeah, we bought it for him.
Doesn't he have chainmail armor?
Actually, I have it written down somewhere. I think he literally has studded leather, as same as Pigsy.
Get armor? Like, is Amon wearing armor?
Yeah, I'm wearing studded leather armor. I got that, I believe, before we got to the lion turtle over on the other island where we fought the
I
Hydra.
didn't know that Warlock's proficient in.
Oh, he actually has a chain shirt. You're right. He's pretty tanky.
Dude.
So So is it the resistant armor I'm taking, or is it the repulsing shield I'm taking?
I
Because
think we should
currently
just
I've got
do
the defense
shield.
for myself, the wand or rod for Amon, and then we've got. It seems to be like you're focusing on the repulsing shield to make someone fuck off when you get hit, or the resistant armor to make you a bit like is going to keep you well protected from some form of elements.
Mm.
Which one's it going to be?
Should we just do the shield?
Or
You don't exactly sound
I don't
convinced.
mind.
Well,
I don't
someone's gonna-
really care which one we do.
Someone's going to need to make the decision for me here. I'm trying to help you guys out. Which one do you want?
Okay, what?
What?
yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
I didn't hear what you said either.
I said let's play rock paper scissors. One person will be shield, one person will be resistant armor. Whoever wins, that's the one we do, and then we play rock
How
paper
about I
scissors.
hang on? How about I just?
No, hold on.
How about I flip a coin?
Hold on a minute here. We're talking about your lives. We're talking about your ability to survive something like a dragon breathing fire on you, and you're just going to play rock, paper, scissors to figure out which one you want? Or we're talking about the Pigsy's ability to get across and heal you? Like, it shouldn't be a lackadaisical fuck it decision. You guys need to make these choices. Like, if you guys don't want it, then I'll use it for my damn self. If you can't be fucking arse making you picking it.
No. We're gonna take the shield. You're gonna.
No,
take
it's
the
not. It's that they're both good, and we don't know which one. Like,
Okay,
so we don't
hang
care
on.
which one.
I'll
I'm-
give you that impression then.
shield.
So, Roland, you can get both the resistance armor and the use the resistance armor and the shield, and I cannot worry about the wand.
I'm so confused of what's going on.
It sounds like
Same.
Amon's given up. It sounds like Amon's given up the wand so we can have both the
No,
armor and
no.
the shield.
We're going to grab the shield.
Yeah, but with the armor resistance would
No
also
resistance
help.
armor. No.
Yes, but you're a warlock, and you can cast what 2 spells, and the wand will make it so that your spells actually like have a better chance at hitting. You know that if you cast a spell and it doesn't hit, you lose that spell slot.
Oh yeah.
All right then. So I'm going with.
That's what we're doing. Shield.
I'm going with the shield, defense for a bit myself, and the rod for Amon. All right then.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I'm gonna see if this place has anything worth a damn, and I'll start getting supplies. Do you mind forking in a little bit of money to help make it?
How much do you
Yeah.
want?
I think a baby like 100 gold will be enough to put this sort of thing into perspective.
I'll give him 100 gold.
No, I already gave him 100 gold.
I can give him my personal shield if you'd like to enchant it if he needs that, which I assume he does.
Well, I'm going to do that anyway, but I just need to get some of the stuff.
Oh, okay.
Here, have my 100 gold. Don't take Nyx's, take mine.
Okay then, I'll take pips.
Thank you.
All right then.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll
need
be
to
back in about an hour then.
You go, big brain.
Roland rises from the table and heads out.
We need to go and speak to Roland.
We just
Not
spoke to
Roland,
Roland.
Borg. Sorry.
Sorry.
Should we see how things are going with Silver first?
Oh, actually, I wanted to ask you a really quick question. The tiefling girl, Turquoise, is she on the boat with us?
Her corpse.
Her court. Okay, yeah. I was wanted to like, because I overheard at the slave auction that she was a type, like she could cast healing magic. Can I like look at her and see possibly if she does have a holy symbol on her? I mean, I assume they probably took it off of her, but
Have you brought
I
the
just want to
body onto the ship then?
Yes.
I assume we
Where
were
is it
going
on the
to
ship?
right on in the crow's nest.
This is new. This is somewhat news to me. I'm assuming
I thought we
she's
were
on the deck at
carrying
the
the
moment. Well, I'm not sure. Like, you brought the body to Thovik, and then everyone went off to do various things, and I wasn't really sure exactly where you had left her body. If you were having her interned on the turtle, or given to the
She's
sea,
in good
or if
stead.
you're going to...
Well, I assume we
Okay.
were going to take her back anyways because I actually couldn't cast my gentle repose yet until the next day of a long rest because I don't have
Okay.
it like prepared. So I assume we were going to take her back to the boat, lay her to rest for like however long until I take my long rest. So technically, I haven't casted it yet until we do our long rest.
Okay, so if her body is in Pip's cabin at the moment, you can certainly go and visit her body. You look at her, and outside of the plain white shift she was given to make her both somewhat scantily clad and to impress upon her the fact she had nothing, you don't notice any form of marking or iconography beyond the small scars that she's picked up.
Could I do like maybe it would be a medicine check? I don't know, just to see like how old she is. I mean, I don't really know how tieflings age, but
Yes, of course, you can do medicine.
I guess that would be medicine. Oh, it's gonna be low. It is, I think, an 8.
8.
A girl. She's a girl.
She's a child. That's
She's
all you can
not-
decipher.
You gather she's perhaps around the age of 12.
Okay.
She's only a couple years. See,
Interesting.
now, I would try seeing if I could get, Mr. the Undying to try helping, but he already tried helping last time, and it's still not a new day, and I don't need to piss him off for the same task.
I think you can only contact him once per day anyway.
Yeah.
Actually, as a warlock, you can't really contact your patron.
Well, yeah, I don't contact. I pray for help. And it's either I have a chance of having help or not having help, or that nice little la-di-doo-dah trip to spiritual lane.
Intervention, only clerics get that though, right?
Yeah. Please.
Could I actually look at the little slave piece of paper we had? Does the stuff that's written on the paper per slave match up? And I wouldn't really know the other slaves because I wasn't in the room, but for my 3, does it say that their stories are true?
Like I said last time, there's very little in the way of record keeping. They've asked to know who it was that the thing came from. You're not entirely sure why they've done that, but they've kept a little bit of recording that way. The only records that really go back any from a distance is where they got picked up from on the mainland and if it was ship to ship. It's a case of we got this slave from this ship and they got that slave from that ship. And then you can fill in the blank that because there is no we got it from another ship, they probably got it from the mainland.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of cool. It has like a little tracking lodge of... Okay. Sorry, it's been a while. It's been a week.
Thovik then returns from the front of the ship and comes into the galley, taking a seat at the table with you all.
Hello there, Thovik.
Hello.
So, I do not mean this to be the most, in any way, shape, or form, as a negative on your own ideologies, but you went about your kind offer in the wrong way. I'm afraid I think some things were said to them that riled them quite greatly, and some of them, especially the goblin, Ringtail, he is quite distressed by the, well, suffice to say that I think that my organization can help.
Yay.
That's
It's simply a
good.
case of getting them to my organization.
It's
And
very
how's that
about
going to work? Because we're not doing it.
Well, that's the thing. I can take them.
But you have to split up from us.
But we need you.
Unfortunately, I do not see a better alternative with our capabilities as what they are. They are not going to survive traveling through the shifting sand. It is far too vast and the resources too scant for peoples that are not accustomed to it. I have never done it myself, and even with my dark complexion and my constitution, I do not think that it would be quite a difficult journey for myself. We are talking about peoples who are accustomed to somewhat cushy lifestyles and floor scrubbing and not traveling great distances overland. Swiftquiver and the Furbolg, who refuses to share his name for reasons of his culture that I do not pry into. Swiftquiver, I think, will survive off the land. It is simply a case of what to do with the goblins and your friend Axel.
What if we use the contact coin and contact the person and see if they can help bring the slave to your organization?
The problem with that is I do not know who this contact is, and in doing so I do not know if I can really trust them to bring them to my organization. Do you know who it is?
No.
Do you have any
Not.
contacts in Potrack?
I have contacts in Port Lac, yes, this is actually one of my origin points.
So, why don't we just keep them on the ship that's most likely sailing Potrack, get one of your contacts to pick them up when they arrive, and then you stay with us?
Again, this runs into the problem of I do not know how well they will handle being free without any guidance, and I do not know the peoples here very well.
We can ask people on the ship if they can give them a hand.
This is putting a lot of undue stress on people that did not ask for it.
Alright. Well, it was our mistake to try or to help
It is
them
never-
out of land, and it seems
It's
only
never a
natural that
mistake.
we help them.
It is never a mistake, Pip, to free people from captivity like they have done. It is simply the problem that our current situation does not provide an easy exit, and this is the point that they were bringing up to you. Yes, we have to think of the much bigger picture here, but we cannot simply go and disregard the people that we have now entrusted ourselves with. The small
The thing
matter
is
as many.
that-
The small matter just as much as the many do.
There's
Uh,
a difference between saving millions of people and having a few people that have been given a path, freedom to get set on, and them being squirmish and then not really accepting that.
I thought
We
better of you,
need-
Nyax.
I
Say
mean,
that's really cool.
Nyax isn't wrong.
I'm not wrong.
No,
we've
She is not
given them
wrong,
the
but
help.
the disregard is far too grand and callous a gesture.
We need to make
I thought
sure
better of you in
they
that
get
regard.
there safely, and we need to give them. We can't just say go do what you want. We need to give them the means to do that.
We've
They did not ask to be bought by us, by you. You acted. Now you must deal with the consequences of what they are. You must take them with you and protect them as best you can in your journey, if that is the best thing for them. If the best thing for them is returning them to a place, then we must return them to the place. That is the responsibility that we have taken on. In buying them, we have changed what we can and cannot do. We cannot simply turn them loose because it is inconvenient to us and our grand plans. In the very inverse, they're Nyax. In the very inverse, they're Nyax.
I don't agree.
Well, allow me to put it to you this way. You currently are an individual working to save a great many. And yet then you would turn around and have those great many turn and show you the cold shoulder and say in your moment of need and desperation that, well, we could help you, but you are small and not very numerous, whereas all these people are, and we need to think of them. It is not the way that we should think. It is exactly how we led to the situation where slavery is so prolific.
The thing is that there is no reason for you to leave.
Yes, there is.
We have
to help them.
We have friends on the ship that can help. They have friends on the ship. We get a message to one of your contacts. We give Bod enough money to have him give them rooms and ask.
And why is it their responsibility to do something that you have started?
For Thovik to offer to take them to safety and not make us do it because we were the ones that bought him. So we can't expect everyone else to want to help us solve this issue.
But we're not solving an issue. We can give Bod money for helping us in this regard.
Do you think that Bod and his sailing crew are the best people to help these people?
Enough till they get to Port Rack, and then your contacts can help them.
It's relying on a lot of people to help us. Bord's already helping us enough, taking us up here.
We paid for that. We paid for...
Money can't get everything, though. A favor, like, it's still a huge favor. Like, these people haven't lived on their own. You'd have to take care of them. It's a lot of work.
It's not taking care of them. They just need a bed and something to eat. And then after that, they can be taken.
Still doesn't know what to do with freedom, Nyax.
But that's the thing. We have a certain time period with them until we go on our own adventure.
Yes, you will go on your own adventure, and I will stay and take care of them if we are to return them to Port Rack. Or we can guard them and take them with us on our journeys. We'll make it more difficult, certainly. No way. I do not fully know the dangers in which we are setting into, but we cannot just let them loose into the world and wipe our hands of them as if they are not our responsibility. We are responsible for every person we come into contact with. The way we treat everybody is a reflection on us.
We've given them their freedom. We've given them a way to... We've given them a way to help them. We have said that we can train them in certain matters. We're going to try and kill Cayuse and hordes of undead. We have, and I don't mean to put it rudely, but we have people that are kind of squishy, and I'm the only one that can take a hit, and Pip's really the only one that can deal a lot of damage. You leave, you're not only going to be putting us in danger, but the rest of the continent. We have more chance of winning this battle, of winning this fight, and allowing people to carry on to live with you coming with us than you leaving, because some people are scared of going out on their own.
scared of going out on their own. They physically can't do it. They don't have the means to do it. They need someone to help them.
They're not going out on their own until Port Rack, in which he said that he can get a contact. Then they won't be on their own.
We can't expect people to help us just because we ask them to help us.
I could ask Otar to help us.
They will for probably money. I mean,
Yeah.
we help people for money, so...
A lot of people will do a lot of things for money.
And if you say escort these people to this place, they'll most likely do
They'll do it, yeah.
And then what are they gonna do? Run away with the money? They
What
got
happens-
like 10 people that they're escorting.
What happens if someone else says, I'll give you more money if you give me those people for slaves? We need to send them with someone that we trust to take care of them, and Thovik is the best person to do that, and he has connections to the Advent Brotherhood, and...
But the Advent Brotherhood wouldn't sell them to slaves, that's what I'm trying to say. He's
But we
giving
do
them
not
to
know
a
what will
contact.
happen to Board and his crew in the time that it takes them to return.
Exactly.
Each of
I'm
them
sure
is
they
fairly...
can I'm sure
I
they
do
can
not-
keep each other... Keep
Yeah,
them
sorry,
safe.
go ahead, go ahead.
I'm sure they can keep them safe. They've managed to get this far.
I do not
Right,
abandon
can I
people.
just... This is... How do I word this? Alright, Nyax, I understand that you're trying to think of the greater good of the world, but if I think about this personally, I wish someone would have been there to help me when I ran away from the Spades. Actually, someone was there to help me when I ran away from the Spades. I stayed with a couple in the City of Glass. If I had just gone to the City of Glass, and not the City of Glass, the Sky City, sorry. If I had just gone there without, like, ever having been in society before, or been, like, free in society before, and not having anyone there that I trust to help me, it would have been terrifying, and I don't want to do that to these people. We bought them. We're setting them free. We're responsible for what happens to them after we leave. We can't just give them money and say, okay, good luck.
But we're not. That's
We
the thing.
are.
We're not. We're
No.
giving them...
You're giving
We're gonna be
them
giving
as
them-
cattle to others to take care of with money.
We're just gonna leave you with these people that we don't know and expect them to take care of you. But we won't know that they're taking care of you, and we're not sending one of ourselves to make sure that they take care of you. We're just gonna, here's some money, good luck.
And why
You
not say
managed on your own perfectly fine.
Can you say that again? I didn't hear you.
You managed on your own perfectly fine. You were an assassin. You were wanted by probably many. Yet nothing happened to you.
I had help from a family, from a couple.
Not to mention she had experience and training. These people,
Mhm.
Axel had
I
a
have
limited
skills.
amount in using a shield, and Bringtail seems to have a little bit of acumen with coin, but I
Yes.
don't trust
Nyax,
this.
is that assassins are trained.
How-
Assassins are trained to blend into society. I knew basically how to function in society on my own. They don't.
How long does it take for us to get from where we are now to where we're going to be going, JC?
You've got 3 more days on the ship, and then you'll have, so you've got 3 more days effectively on the ship Turtle. Then you've got a day, and then you arrive and you'll need to book it, move fairly swiftly to get to where you need to be to meet your own deadline, because other people will be starting doing their distractions on the southern flank and the western flank, and considering you're flanked by the ocean, there was nothing that you could do there. So you employed and had the rest of your military forces from your fallen kingdom to create distractions so that give you the opportunity to get through, but they can't exactly stand there and fight all day long, because the problem is the more they fight, the more they die, and the stronger the other side gets. So it was a big bang, a big commotion, fight for a few minutes, half an hour of a given day that draws as much of them as possible to them, and then you slip through the back. and find
We
out
can't move that
whatever's
switch
causing this.
We have 4 days to teach them how to fit into general society.
Nyax, we need to send them Thopic. It's not negotiable.
It does not need to be me. It could be Roland.
I would generally prefer it to be Roland.
I have seen him. I trust him, and I would be happy revealing some of my contacts to him. He is a very straight man and straightforward. A little bit too honest at times, if you ask me. He does not know the art of telling the truth that only needs to be told. He tells you the whole truth. I do not know Board. I do not know the rest of his crew, and something about. I'm sure that they are nice people, but I would not feel comfortable revealing very important people of my organization, which, technically speaking, is illegal.
Then why don't we just take them with us?
Because it's dangerous and we can't move at the speed that we need to move at with all of them.
I don't.
Then the stragglers get left behind.
All we need to do is get to the fortress.
Technically speaking, as the DM here, none of them are beaten, which is a benefit. None of them have any physical impairments that would slow them down, and none of them are any slower than any of you. Technically speaking, Pigsy is the slowest one in your party.
All right,
Swiftcover would be Swiftcover would be faster than most of you.
You could put the goblins on Swiftcover too.
So why not just take them with us and keep...
Is it fair to
party
take them
together?
into that much danger when we have the option of sending them to Port Rack with someone?
Well, it beats separating the party that clearly needs to happen for full strength. No?
It would be convenient for us, but not for them.
The magic and the power and your god at your side, Thovik, gives us a great advantage.
I do not disagree with
Extremely
this.
great advantage.
I do not disagree with this. I am aware that I am a capable warrior, and I am flattered that you put so much faith and trust in me. It is a testament to my father's training and my own as a paladin. But at the same time, I swore to protect people when they were in need, to guide them when they were most lost, and to ensure that they are given the best chance in life. And when I joined into the Brotherhood, it was with the understanding that I would have to do things, not in that moment that I wished, but what I know to be the best thing for the people that I have sworn to protect. We are here to try and save the world. We're here to save the continent from something that is dark and
There will not be a
crawling in the
world.
dark. Yet at the same time, we cannot abandon the people in it to do that.
There will not be a world if we do not succeed.
And you will succeed. You have an incredible ability, all of you.
I think you need to have more confidence in us, Nyax.
4 cannot take on an entire army.
We have a distraction so we won't have to take on an entire army.
When we get into where we are going, there are going to be things that we are going to need to fight.
There are things that you will need to also hide from, and and he can tap his metal chest plates. I'm not particularly good at that.
I'm going to tap mine and go, I think we already figured that I
That
was
is-
worse. Remember last time, though, Vic, okay? You were a lot stealthier than I was in that cave, okay?
I would put that down to greater luck than it would be to pure skill. With 2 of us wearing such heavy protection going into that location, I think, well, we increase the number of odds. Plus, if Roland is to become more, well, armed, then his weaponry and his current acumen of what I saw when he was carrying out and leaving with that new armor of his, he too will be another risk to your stealthing.
How about this? Instead of making a decision for them, how about we ask them what they would rather have done? Since they are their own people, they will have their own opinions, and this can get this debate settled and over with. Majority rule for what they want will happen.
When I talked to them, they were comfortable with both options. Either we guide them through whatever it is we are doing and provide them a safe new place in a new, as far as I understand it, Nyack's your culture is set apart from the Republic, or someone guard them in their return back to Port Jack.
I don't think that we should take them with us. I don't want someone else to die because of me.
But some of them might want to help, and I know that's weird, but
Axel, he was born to be a guard, and that's basically all he's known. We could put that to use. Just throwing an idea out there.
and I know Snatch, she told me that she used to be very trained with hand crossbows, and I think she was a guard. I think that's what she said for her village. I'm not sure if I'm making that up or not. I think something like that. So I don't know if she would ever want to help, because
And Swift Clover is a huntress.
This is a decision that we must make, or well, you must make. And I am going to give you some time to think about this, and I will go back to them. I said I would relay to you, and I said I'd be back to talk with them, so I will leave now. Slovik stands up.
I think we should send them with Vivek.
I think we should use those who can help, and even those who can't, we can still use them for aid.
I think then that you should be responsible for making sure they don't die.
Okay, we should be responsible for that. That's fine.
You're the one who wants to take them.
Well,
it's better than separating the party.
I know this is weird to say, but is going to a plague-infested, deserted place, and it's going to sound stupid, might be the best place for a slave to be, because they can't be enslaved there. Of course they can be, turned, but as long as we find a safe haven within that place, they could start anew. Basically, no one would ever go there. It's deserted. But if they can figure out a way, or if we can figure out a way for an area for them to be safe, it'd be kind of like they're behind walls that no one goes to. And I think that would be a very smart decision.
I don't think so, because, well, they could get turned.
Exactly, yes.
But they won't know how to survive in there. Like, we can't just bring them there and leave them there. And we have to protect them the entire way. And if they die, then it's our fault that they died because we brought them with us. They would have a much safer life if we sent them back with Thovik. And we're responsible for making sure that they have a safe life because we bought them and we decided that we wanted to set them free.
Mm-hmm.
So is their life gonna constantly be under our protection forever?
No. Thovik's gonna bring them, and then the Advent Brotherhood is gonna help set them up.
Yes, but we need Thovik. His magic.
Fine, Nyax. We're strong. We can work together. We can figure something out. You're relying too much on Thovik.
I would much prefer if Roland went.
Roland has the connections that Thovik does.
Yes, but Thovik had already said that he can give Roland the connections and who to contact.
I think we should send Thovik.
I think we should take them along.
I don't
I
think we
think-
should take them along.
I think we could take them along.
I do not want to be responsible for more people dying.
Don't be responsible.
And then, yeah, I don't know.
With Thovik's magic, with him being able to do radiant damage to
And then,
these
The
creatures.
cleric can do radiant as well.
Yes, but he isn't as powerful as Thovik is.
Why are you focusing so much on Thovik?
Because,
Yes.
for one,
What do you need?
he has a god
I bogged my head.
That
now I
has-
have a well.
that was part of the Holy Habitat that has defeated the Deathly Trio before. That is going to scare them. If it ever comes
We're
out.
not going up against an army, Nyax. We have people distracting the army. We can't for one go in,
Also,
expect
we
to be able to
think-
sneak in with a ton of
So
people.
since we're
Or so we think.
We have set it up so that it shouldn't happen that way.
okay, but you can't predict every minor thing that could have happened.
Then we can't predict that the slaves will be fine the whole way getting there.
And then we can't predict that they'll be fine on the way with Thovik.
Thovik
You're
is
choosing
strong
your
and
reason.
capable. He's the strongest person here. He is the most qualified to protect them.
Okay, but here's the thing. He might be hella fucking strong. But, hear me out. Things called ambushes. He would get overwhelmed eventually. If that so happens, and we have no clue what could happen.
Can happen to us there. If we don't have the ability to sneak because there's a ton of us, then we're gonna get ambushed easy. They're
but
gonna
what type?
the whole distraction that we have set up is gonna fail if we can't sneak in. We're strong. We'll be fine. We have tons of healing. We have a bunch of spellcasters. We have Nyax, who's a tank. We have Roland, who can make magic items as we need them.
I personally think that some of them are going to come into, like, might be more useful. We actually might end up needing them when we're there.
It is not. It's not fair for us to put them in that much danger.
No, I completely
They didn't
understand
ask
with
to be
that.
put in that much danger. It's not right. I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Well,
What if they willingly give us aid?
exactly.
Just
Some of
Rowan
them
already
might want to come.
Thovik already said this is a decision that we have to make. We can give them the option of them coming, but I think that we should send the ones who don't want to come, who don't want to risk their lives, back with Thovik.
Okay.
I agree with that. I think Thovik is very strong, but I think if some of them do, like, I think, you know, it would be. I think that's actually a good idea, Pip.
Then
And you never know; they might follow the leader. One might want to come with us, and then they all might want to come with us, or vice versa.
Thovik has already fought against these things before. He knows how they work. He knows.
And he
what's
told us
good
how they
against
work.
them. Yes, but what works for him and what he does,
Might not
Roland
work.
can't do.
And I know you have a thing with Roland, but you know it might be safer for Roland when you think about it not to go there and actually lead the other ones away.
thing is, anything could happen on the ship. We need someone who's strong. Thovik is strong enough to protect them if something happens. We don't know what's going to happen when we're gone. It's safer for the people if we send Thovik. I don't think that we need him as much as Nyax thinks we do. We're strong enough.
I just thought
You
of
have
Slovak
the
one time
distractions.
shot someone, so My impressions of Thovik is that he is very strong, though, from what I've seen.
We're gonna need him. We're going
I
to
don't
need
think we
him.
will.
The whole point of us not taking the other people back in Port Rack was because we were asking Thovik to come.
Oh, the whole point of us not taking the people in Port Rack was because we couldn't, because that we were coming in a small group.
No, so we had chance of taking two people who were knights.
And we decided to go in a small group. Because it would
was
be
a
easier
small
to sneak
group.
in.
It was a small group. That would have only been 5 people.
And now we have a bunch of people. We need to send the slaves back.
So we requested Thovik's help to defeat when we could have asked for them.
Do you not think that we're strong enough, Nyax? Do you
No,
think that we're weak?
no.
Do you think that we can't take as many hits as you do? That's
We are
true,
not
but
going.
we'd
We are
be
not going to
fine.
survive without the help of a god.
He's a fucking cleric!
Half cleric.
Pirate.
He's a cleric!
The power that he holds is not as strong as Thovik.
You do
Thovik
not
has
have faith in your team members, and that's sad. That's really sad.
Thovik is a higher,
Thovik is not gonna be with us forever, Nyax.
and I know that. But in this due time, I would pick hundreds of thousands of people over the space of what? How many? 8? Plus our own lives, as well as theirs, if we fail. If we fail, and this is high, because it could happen without him.
And we could be fine without him, Nyax. You don't have faith in us at all.
The chances of the people that we sent with Thovik, if we fail, dying anyway.
You do know that Thovik's only one person, right? He's strong, but he's only one person, and we
one
can't rely
person.
on him forever.
He is one person that has a favor of a goddess. Of a god, should I say.
He has a god as well, and he has a patron, and we have many skills.
Wait, Pixie has a god?
Yeah, he's a cleric.
I have a goddess. It's like, no,
I'm like, wait, cleric? You're a cleric?
I've been scamming you all. I've
We
been a
need to
charlatan
move
this whole time.
stealthily, and Thovik is huge.
Mhm.
He's really tall. It's hard to not look at him. Thovik's entire, like, what he does is protect slaves. Nice.
There will be no slaves. There will be no people if we do not win.
You're really
Well-
pessimistic.
It seems to me,
There will be no people.
it seems to me as the DM that 2 people have cast their votes. So it remains to be with the other 2 to pass their votes.
Oh yeah, leave it to the indecisive person on a tie. On break
Well,
tie.
no, because they've cast both of their votes for the people coming with us.
Oh yeah. I already casted my vote.
No, Pixie said that it sounded like a good idea to ask them, and the people who didn't want to come could go with Thovik.
Yeah, like,
so we
what
all have a fucking different vote.
No,
And then
Pixie.
what-
You
I
want to
want-
take them with us. Nyx wants to send them back with Roland. Pigsy and I both want to send them back with Thovik. Unless they
Let
want to
Pig-
come.
Let Pigsy speak for himself there.
Well, I mean, I kind of want to bring all of them because I think that'd be such a funny, cool idea. Just because that'd be great. Saying just having 20 people just all trying to stealth around. But like,
What would your character do?
We have
Yeah,
to think
I know,
about
I
what
know.
makes sense.
so I know, but I kind of do want to bring all of them because they're my friends. At least I think they're my friends. So, I mean, I do want my friends to come with me.
I would rather have Thovik and take them with us.
I think we can protect them. I think I
Alright,
can protect them.
Whatever.
There we go. We did it, boys.
But we don't have the stuff it takes to revivify them if they die. They're gonna turn into undead if they die, and we won't be able to sneak in, which means that the distraction that we have set up already might not work because we can't sneak.
Wait,
Just
is our distraction,
remember
by
that,
the way?
guys. We have like an army that's gonna go like charge in and distract them, so that we were supposed to be able to sneak in. We were supposed to go in with a small group, but that's kind of flown off the side of the ship.
I want to bring my.
Now we have like 8 slaves.
I feel like they're gonna surprise us. That's what I think.
I feel like it could really fail.
We are definitely gonna die now.
I mean, it was a high chance of me dying either way, so...
I mean, the undead there, I've obviously never been. Are they slow? Are they, like, undead to the point where they're mutated and let's just say they have, like, hyper hearing? Are they blind? Are they, like, what type? Or is it just a various...
I think you need to ask Thovik for that, unless either Pip or Nyax remembers what Thovik told them all that time ago.
He said that they were just like regular people, but they weren't themselves anymore. Their souls were like something happened to their souls. Yeah, and they were like their souls were still in their body, so you're still killing people.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some part of them
They're
that
just
stays alive.
corrupted. Mm-hmm.
So would they be cursed or diseased, or do we not know?
We think it's a curse.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can
Also, an
cleanse
important thing to
curses.
remember is that there's this gas in there that kind of poisons you, and how are we going to protect all these people from said poison gas?
I think we're smart. I think our friends are smart if they survive this long in chains. I think that we can definitely come up with a way. I know Swiftquiver, and also the goblins, they thrive where we're going.
Does Thal even survive?
I don't even know what he does. Nobody knows what
Neither do I. I
assume
should probably ask him.
Alright, we'll take them all with us, but when it goes terribly wrong, I'm going to look at all of you and say, I told you so.
Okay, and if it goes okay...
if it goes okay, I'm still gonna look at you and say, I told you so, because then we'll all be poisoned from the poison gas. It could go bad, or it could go really bad, basically.
If it is a curse and not a disease, I can cleanse it. Actually, I think I can cleanse disease as well.
But then you're spending all of your spell slots every day cleansing the slaves.
That's only if they get hit. I mean...
It's not hit, it's breathed in.
Oh, is it breathe? Oh, okay. It's
gas.
So how are we going to be protected from this?
We have magic items that will protect us from it.
Then we share the items.
With... How many slaves are there?
Well,
someone that's...
7.
Just
7
that,
plus 6
oh, yeah.
is 13.
Wait, did you count quick?
14.
I
love this.
I'm going to be really, really mean as the DM
Yes,
because I just occurred to this. What are you going to do with Turquoise's body?
We're gonna bring her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're supposed to be sneaking in.
We can bring her along. Tova could carry her. Swift Quiver could carry her.
I'm gonna cry.
God damn it, we can't cry again.
I just need to... We were supposed to go in with a small group. We were supposed to sneak in.
No, we can bring her. We can have
There's
somebody carry
poison
her.
gas.
Well, I mean, I'd hate to be the one who says it, but she's unaffected by it.
People.
I think it's freaking.
We're going to die.
They're not gonna die. No.
All of us are going to die. There's one of like 14, 15 people. What a dead infected area. You guys are
This is gonna.
Oh no! I'm sorry. This is really stupid.
5 party members, 4 freed slaves, 3 NPCs, 2 goblinoids, and a daddy on a mentor.
We can't bring 14 people in a dead body. We can't. There's no possible way to sneak in.
Breathe.
I'm crying. You guys are driving me insane.
I can tell.
We can't bring them. It's not possible. We'll all die.
Yes, we can. We
We'll
can.
die. We'll die. Can I roll like an insight or something to see if it would actually be possible at all to sneak in with 14 people in a dead body?
I can't tell you that. You don't have.
Or
Dead body?
that we need to move the deadline, because don't forget we're already set back.
It would still be a problem with just me going in stealth because I can't stealth.
I mean,
but none of these slaves can. A dead body can't stealth, and the person carrying it can't. All of these slaves don't know how to stealth.
just that way, like, I love the image of like, we need to stealth. How do we make a distraction? And just someone flings Turquoise's body off in one direction. And you just run the other way.
Guys, you have to like think about this logically, okay? It's not possible.
I don't think we're thinking about logically. I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Just as an aside, Pigsy, you do have a couple spells that do sort of predict the future. So. Yeah, I think it's called like Omen or something like that. You can cast or like Commune, and it like gives you can ask a question to your god, and it would tell you.
Is taking 14 people in a dead body into this area a good idea? I'm gonna put a hand on each of their shoulders, and I'm gonna say, "You guys are going to kill me."
Wait, whose shoulders?
Amon and Pigsy, the people who want to take all the fucking slaves.
They are friends.
We already have a monkey and a big steel thing.
Oh god.
We're going to die. We're going to die.
Okay, stop with all this dying talk. We don't know for sure if we're going to die.
We know for sure we won't be able to stealth in.
We might be able to. We don't know. I don't have the best illusions, but we could always safe and slow.
We can't go slow. We have a deadline.
Well, when you think about it, we have Thorvac, somebody who's 9 foot tall, holding a 12-year-old girl, or
he can't stealth already.
Well, if he can't stealth already, then it doesn't matter.
So
it doesn't matter if he has
the 14, like the extra 7 people kind of does matter when it comes to stealth. There's no such thing as stealthing in a big group.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, when I was counting, I forgot to count the dead body. So I only counted 6 people, I left the dead body out.
Oh, we have 7 slaves plus the dead body.
7?
Do you?
I really wish I had passed without a trace for now.
You have you've got the 2 goblins, You got Ringtail,
Okay, we have
Snatch,
6.
Swiftquiver, Thallafish, Axel, and Charles. You got 6, yeah.
6
Yeah.
And turquoise.
the dead
because
body.
she's-
And then turquoise, the dead body.
Plus-
We have
plus-
6, not 7.
plus 4 of us, so that's already 10. Plus
Well, and then
the
Twig.
Steel Defender and Twig, that's
Well,
12.
if the Steel
You think that
Defender's
we...
coming, we're going to be loud no matter what.
No,
Exit.
Yeah,
He's loud as hell. He's like, brr,
Yeah.
brr,
yeah, we will.
brr. He's going to make more noise than
there's a
anyone.
difference between being loud in a group of 12 and being loud in a group of
But
7.
either way, we're still being loud.
No, because if enough of us are stealthy enough to cover up the other person being loud, then we can get through in stealth. There's not enough stealthy people here to cover 12
But
people
we don't know that,
being
though.
loud.
Some of them, I mean, I assume the goblins would be stealthy because I assume, like, Charles will be kind of stealthy. I don't know that for sure, but I know he's a furry.
You're a gnome, you're small, and you have dexterity. Were you born stealthy? Or did you have to train in it? I know I had to train in it, even though I'm small.
Strain in it?
Train.
I heard strain the first time before you fixed it.
But I think sometimes people are naturally stealthy. They're just kind of born with that gift. You know?
I think this
I don't
is
know.
super.
I feel like,
I really.
I feel like
also
our new friends might surprise us. I honestly think our friends might surprise us.
I don't feel comfortable going in on the chance that our friends might surprise us. I don't want to put my life on the line and take 12 people into an
Okay.
infected area.
I think we have
Fine.
4 days to armor them up,
Mhm.
train them, or get them back in a training form if they ever, let's say, shot a crossbow or etc.
But ask
Why?
them their classes.
Well, they wouldn't really. I wouldn't know if that would be a term.
Well, at least okay. So we know most
Time
likely
to roll up the character sheets. All 7.
Oh.
Let's go.
So please,
Even
Swift
turquoise.
Quiver. Swift Quiver is most likely a ranger. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'm going to take a guess and say Swift Quiver is a ranger.
okay,
One of them
I
might have an ability to make everyone else stealthy
Yeah.
out of game, pass without a trace.
I left the States to live my life the way that I wanted to live it without killing people. I am telling you now,
won't be killing
not-
anyone.
I am not going on a suicide mission with 12 people into an infected forest because it is a suicide mission. I'm just not doing that. So if you guys want to take the slaves, you can take them without me. I'm not killing myself
So we're having
because
a
you
vote.
want to take
So we're
7
all
extra
making a
people.
collective vote right now, but since we're not choosing your vote, it doesn't matter. So the only
I-
collective votes matter when a tip agrees.
No, I'm saying that I don't want to take these 7 people, and I'm not going to kill myself because you want to take 7 extra people who might have the ability to help us into an area. This is my life on the line, too. I'm trying, like, you guys are new to the party, and I'm trying to reason with you. I'm trying to tell you that we're supposed to go in stealthy, we're supposed to go in a small group, we have a time limit. When I signed up for this, I didn't know that we were going to have 7 extra people, and that it was going to be, like, this just makes it more dangerous.
Let's face it, we were never going to be able to go in stealthy with me, Thovik, and your Steel Defender. That leaves 2 people that could possibly do stealth out of our entire party. It was never going to work.
You're
anyway.
not seeing the numbers here, though. That was 2 people in a group that can't be stealthy. This is 12 extra people. A group of 12 is more noticeable than a group of 7 or a group of 5.
On the map, actually, where is it though? Around?
In the forest.
So
Oh,
if you
forest
look at the
above.
map,
Shifting sands.
which so if you go find the bottom left corner is Port Rack, you guys are sailing
Mhm.
north from Port Rack up,
Yes.
where the forest reaches out and reaches out and touches the coastline. You're being dropped off just
Mhm.
there because the barrier between the forest and the sands is almost sheer. There's next to no differentiation between the two because of magical means that have become clear to the party. over time, so you can ask about that. You're being dropped there, so you're going to travel along the perimeter of the forest for a little bit to get inland as much as possible, as far as I'm aware, and then travel through the forest due south directly towards the capital. Because traveling through the forest will slow you down and will potentially lead you into whatever else is in there. But being on the desert at least gives you a chance to be on the outside of it and gives you some free movement. So effectively that's the bulk of how you're being able to do this because you've got that time. You will effectively have to be doing forced marches for a couple of days to get to the point where you can travel south in the city towards the city. Just simply because you've had a couple of days where the timeline's been set off. So doing that will get you there in time. Then you've got the time that it takes to travel in the forest, which, depending on what you come across, depending on the difficulties, could also take some time. But you know that if you push yourselves from pretty much the moment where you make land till you have to go stealth, you would make it in time. But again, it is a push and there will be some consequences because of it.
Oh, okay. Well, just so everybody knows, we can, if we do want to go right through, even though it is difficult terrain, I do have, of course, the Natural Explorer, where it doesn't slow our group's travel speed. Just bringing that up right now.
That will help actually with the travel. It will mean that there won't be any penalties for the terrain. It'll just be a simple case of forced march and rolls.
That's if we want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just so everybody knows. Because I do have that ability.
We can send them back with Roland if that works better. I just don't want to take all of him with us. It's not safe.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
Our chances of this succeeding, which Nyax is extremely concerned with, will go down significantly by having to protect six slaves and a dead body.
Okay, so they're going with Roland, but if some of them do want to venture with us, are they able to come?
I don't think we should even give them the option because it's not safe.
My opinion on the matter is that I have people that I don't know that I have given the opportunity to go out and try and live their life. Yes, okay, it wasn't the best thing to have done. But as a princess, my character, as a person that is supposed to be looking after the entirety of my land and my people, she would want the best for what could make this land and her people better again. Thovik being somebody who she severely trusts and very powerful in magic, and somebody who has a god on his side, is an extremely worthy ally that she needs at this time. She has to think about all of the other people that is her home. This is her people. She's thinking about thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. And that's where I'm coming from this.
Well, then it seems like this is your quest, so it should be your decision. Then,
After all, we are just tag-alongs.
I assume when I help you with your favor, maybe you'll one day help. Like if I help you with your quest now, I assume one day you'll help with my own quest if it ever comes about, and I hope you would all do the same. So, where you stand, if you think, I don't know, this is yours. So I think it should actually just be your call.
But now I don't want to piss off people.
I think if you're going to be a ruler of a nation or go to your lands, that you're always going to piss off someone. So you have to do what's right for your people. And if that includes bringing 4 or 8 people or how many to risk their lives to save the world, I think that's something a princess or a queen should do for their nation.
See, this is why I'm not liking the whole, oh, well, you've helped us, escape slavery, but now you have to look after us for our entire time. Well, we've got a bit more pressing matters, because we've got a full nation that is pretty much being wiped out.
It was, however, our decision to buy them and set them free at this time.
Who knew buying slaves and setting them free would be hard?
I thought I was just gonna go have fun after we land. That's the only reason. Like I'm not gonna lie. That's the only reason why I decided to be like, you know what? Let's help these people, and also my heartstrings are being pulled.
It's not their fault that we didn't think these things through.
No, but Pigsy makes a very good point. And you turn and you notice that Roland, Thorvik, and the collective of slaves has been kind of listening in on this exchange, it would seem, especially as it got heated. No, maybe not all of it, but they've been here. They now kind of make themselves aware to you all.
Hey, welcome to the freak show. Population us.
Do they have any things they want to say?
Do you guys have any thoughts or opinions on this matter? To help us to make a final that you guys would also come up with as a means of you being your own people and having your own thoughts.
What Pigsy said is very true. And no matter which way the decision is made, we are here to do a job, and we are here to see it through as best we can. I'm not saying that I will put myself aside, but I did say that I would assist you in whatever way it was in dealing with this. And I still stand by that. Thalafeth already expressed that he is happy enough to take the coin and get lost.
Sorry, who said that?
Thalafeth.
Oh, okay.
The dude who I can't speak his name properly for the fucking life of me.
If he wants to go, then you know what? That's power to him. That's what we wanted from the start. But if the other ones want to come with us, potentially save the world and be known as warriors, and that's great. I mean, it's not an easy walk in the road, and everybody knows it's not going to be. But of course, these are they're human beings. We're all human beings. Some not human, but you know. As I look over everyone.
As a person who is about to take charge of a nation, you must take that responsibility now and make the choice.
All eyes on someone. Sorry.
You can just feel all the tension just instantly.
I don't want to be responsible for your lives being lost.
Okay. Anyone who would like to join us in this crusade, show a hand. I don't
But if
know
you want,
if it's gonna work.
What was
No.
that?
This is a choice that you must make. You have taken responsibility for them by freeing them from their captivity, and you will see them
Yeah,
through to
and now they are
their next
free
position.
people. And they're
And
now
these-
free people. And we're asking them if they would like to join us or what they would like to do in this matter.
It's Nyax's decision.
It is Nyax's decision. Oh, everyone's
So-
looking at you, girl. What will
Like,
the queen do? I'm actually going to walk over to while there's this silence, I want to walk over to Snatch and I want to hand her my my bow.
I would ask that you would give me time to think on the matter.
You have the 3 days, and as I said, there is no rush. I am comfortable taking them back to my contacts, or I am comfortable guarding them on their way to wherever we're going. But none are comfortable with the idea of being turned free and left in the care of others that they neither know nor trust. And no offence to the crew, whoever may be listening, but it is also unfair to put them in the position because we acted. So, I will go find lodgings
all
for
I-
everyone.
Then I'm asking for the 3 days, and then I'll make up my mind.
Very well. Come, I will endeavour to speak with Blades. Perhaps an arrangement can be made to house them. The ship in its current state does not have enough room for so many.
Some of them can take my bed.
It's a simple case of you're already doubling up in rooms, so if you don't take a room, then they're just sleeping on the deck, and that's not a good idea considering, well, what's going on. So he's going to go and take them to speak with Blades to see if something can be done. For effect, for the next 3 days, the group of freed slaves are no longer adhered to the party, but you will have to make the decision of what to do with them afterwards. If you take them with you, then that is something you will have to consider in your plans going forward. If you send them home, then someone is going to have to go with them. Thovik is expressing his view and belief that he would be the one best suited to taking them back. So it is up to you guys in the next few days to come up with that decision. And obviously, at the end of the day, people can persuade or try and give their arguments to Nyax, but this is Nyax's call to make. As Pigsy very well put it, doesn't matter if you don't want to piss someone off. As the ruler of a nation, you're going to have to make the hard choices, and nothing else is a very good example of how to make a hard choice, because, let's face it, this is a very severe point.
I just want my
We did-
character sheets.
We did start
Maybe so
slightly
too.
late. Do we want to continue on for a few more minutes, or shall we call it quits there?
This is a good place to stop.
Yeah, it's a good place.
Alrighty then. So, everyone who has been watching, I hope that was thoroughly captivating and enjoyable. I know I really enjoyed that. I was smiling away a massive grin at how much you guys had invested into this story. It is brilliant to see how passionate you are about made-up characters that you got at an auction that I made up pretty much on the fly a couple of games ago. It is fantastic how much this game you're taking seriously. I actually want to thank you all for that, because I could imagine other groups that I've DM'd with in the past who would have gone, oh, well, so what, they'll just deal with it and we get off scot-free, but you guys are really investing in this. You're caring about the NPCs, you're caring about your characters, you're thinking as your characters. So very well done to each of you. So I'm very happy with that, and I'm not going to give a specific play of the night for the characters because I believe all of you deserve DM inspiration for what went on there. It was a really, really good lot of roleplay in character. At various points I was thinking that really good arguments, really good points. It was humorous, it was empathic. I just think it was very, very well done. So give yourselves a pat on the back and a round of applause. That does, however, leave... That does, however, leave one thing left, though, as the NPC player of the night. Who and what and why would you give it?
Ringtail?
I like
Yeah,
Ringtail, yeah.
Ringtail.
I like
Ringtail.
because he got
Ringtail was the one in the tiger ones, right? Yeah,
shaking.
I like them.
he got
Wow,
so
I'm glad.
mad. Thank God I wasn't
Yeah.
there. He also took my onesie. He real switched out into those vestments.
Well,
He wanted out of that.
thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And be sure to tune in next week to see what happens here and figure out exactly how these... Well, let's face it, you are certainly thinking as a party. You don't think of it as individuals, you are thinking as a party. So how this party will figure out what to do with this very difficult situation. So, take care, everybody, and thank you for joining us. See you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.